Alright, car's getting ready to roll off. We've got the engines turned up, so hopefully you can hear me. This is Advanced Legends at Thompson. For some reason, 300 some people were signed up. So, mini splits, and I figured, well, you know what, let's check out what the top split's gonna look like. So we got one more pace lap to do. On the pole is Zach Whitaker in the 6 car, Scott Abraham in the 5, inside second row in the 2 cars, Brian Narducci. Outside of him in the 1 car is Sam King. Inside row 3, it looks like it's the number 3 Dana DiMatteo. And then outside him, the 4 car Josh Moore. We're getting ready to go though. No cautions, 30 laps, and see how this turns out. Hopefully it's a good race. Probably going to get an early start. Bumping into the back of each other, typical Legend stuff. Green flag's out. Very tight start to the field. You'll see a couple of graphical things as they go through the corner. For some reason, the left sides lift up off the ground. That's not actually happening. Something weird goes on at this track, but Whitaker loose through the corner, goes from first all the way back to 9th place, and that's not what you want to do when you start on the pole. So Abraham now in the 5 cars got the lead. Narducci in second. In the 2, we got DiMatteo in the 3, going real low, gets loose, takes out King. Many others involved. We got one that out of the park. That's the 6 car Whitaker, the pole sitter. He's over the fence. But with this being a lower class race, no cautions, and that's going to spread out the field, and it's going to be tough for the rest of the field to catch back up. You might see some people re-entering the race with a reset. So Abraham and Narducci are your top 2. Claude Marshall in the 9 is now in 3rd. And Johnny Stover in the 14 is running 4th. Behind him, Ross Johnson in the 8. Hunter Morton in the 11. And Corey DiMatteo is in the number 12 car, 7th place. All right, back up front. Take a look at this. We've got the 2 car slightly closing in. 10th quicker last time around. Gains quite a bit on entry there, running a slightly higher line. They start lap 5 here. Still slightly quicker, also has the draft to work with. Does come into play. These cars are getting up to about 100 miles an hour at the end of the straightaway. Usually draft comes into play around 70 miles an hour. So Narducci slowly closing in, inch by inch. Marshall is not catching these 2. Fastest car on track right now is that 2 car. He's to the bumper now. Take a closer look as these 2 get tighter and tighter. Are we going to see a pass? Are we going to see a bump? What's going to happen here? Narducci looking low out of the corner. Comes back up into the draft. He's going to take a little higher line. Will he cut back down? Does not. He's kind of stalled out here as he gets to that bumper. Now Marshall closing in, a 10th quicker than these 2 in front. Just ran his fastest lap. And little contact, it looked like. I just looked away at the standings. Might have been a bump. Let's take a quick look at that. Oh, definitely a bump on entry. Gave him a little extra speed on there. And comes away with the lead. So now it's up to Marshall. Will he be able to catch the 2 car? Stover in the 14 the lowest I-rated driver in this race, having a good run so far up to third after missing that initial wreck. Ross Johnson in the 8 car is in fourth. Abraham is way back here now after losing that lead. He's back with Sam King, who had the incident right at the start. And we got one car going a little sideways off the corner, and that's the 14 Stover. He loses 1 spot. And the 4 car is a lap down. Well, a couple of laps down there. That's him cutting through the 8 and the 14. Now Hunter Morton looking on the inside of the 14. Goes low through 3 and 4. They keep it clean. Little close to the wall, comes off of it. Back up front though, the 9 car, Marshall. Closing in slightly on Narduki. That time by 8/10 quicker. Back here in third spot, the 11 car, Hunter Morton, closing in on the 8. The 4 cars might be slowing him down just a little bit or helping him draft up. Up to the lead, though, this thing's closed up quite a bit. Two-tenths quicker that time by. There might have been a little issue for Narduki through 3 and 4. That's quite a bit of difference in speed. He's running that slightly higher line. Marshall just a little bit lower than him. 15 down, 15 to go, halfway mark. Now Marshall's kind of stalled out as he's got to the back of the 2. He's going to go a little bit higher through 3 and 4. Not gaining any, and actually lost quite a bit there. Back behind Hunter Morton, running about 4/10 quicker than Ross Johnson, who might be getting a little bit hung up behind the lap car of the 4, but it looks like he's pulled away a bit. Stover now back in 5th in that 14. Up front, the gap's opened up to 3/10 now. Little higher exit there by Narduki. Marshall just a bit quicker, 1/2 that lap. So it's kind of a back and forth. Not much being gained or lost over the last couple of laps. Again, slight difference that opens up just a bit. We're up to a 0.35 gap. On the front stretch, sounds like we had a car slowing. Nothing that I can see so far, and we are at 10 to go now. 10 to go for Narduki. Question is, where is the 5 car? There he is. 4 car is slowing down on track. And not sure what's going on there. Okay, the 4 car just tried to take out the 11, it looks like. That's it's not what you want to see. And he didn't even do a good job of it. He just wrecked himself. So, lap car, angry at the leaders. And, yeah, you'll get that sometimes with these lower class guys. You might need to speak to Nim about that one. Alright, so Narduki now opened up to a 1/2 second lead over Marshall. Do a quick rundown while we've got a gap here. Ross Johnson in the 8, Hunter Morton in the 11, Stover in the 14, Corey D'Amato in the 12, Scott Abrams, who was leading until he got a little bumper, he's back in 7th. Michael Yoder is the last car on the lead lap. And then the 4 car who failed to crash the 11 or whoever he was going for, he's 10 laps down sitting in the pits. Everyone else has left the track. So 8 cars on the lead lap. This one's really opening up now. Narduki's got a 4,100 iRating, and Claude Marshall behind him in second's got a 2,600, almost 2,700. So a little bit difference in talent according to the numbers, but that time around, Marshall closed up on him a little bit. Gonna be 4 to go this time by. And while these two are running 0.6s, Ross Johnson's back here running a 0.5 in the 8 car, fastest car on track right now. The gap's closed down half a second now. And the 4 car coming back out for another failed attempt to ruin someone's race. We'll keep an eye on that. 8 car trying to get past him, and it looks like he's just going to screw this guy over. That's pathetic. We'll make sure that that guy's off the service. Let's quit looking at the losers and check out the winners here. Top 2 now don't have to worry about the 8. Narduki and Marshall. Marshall's closed it under half a second, down to a 0.44. Running out of laps, though, we're going to be getting the white flag this time around. Down to a 0.38 and quarter of a second now off the corner. Narduki losing time, might just be taking it easy. Into 3 and 4. Marshall's looking low. He's there. Not close enough, though. Narduki gets the win. Marshall brings it home second. Hunter Morton in 3rd. Corey DiMatteo in 4th in the 12 car. Stover is going to take home 5th spot. Ross Johnson, unfortunately, should have been 3rd. Definitely the fastest car on track at the end. And anger from a 12 lap down car ruins his race. So, pretty decent race at the front. A little bit too much contact. The big one kind of wiped everything out. Just quick look in on this until I get my internet issues figured out. I'm going to do quick little broadcasts like this, take a look at things that you don't normally see, and hopefully not see too many jackass moves like the 4 car. So, hope you enjoyed that, and see you for the next one.